Dear students, today I am going to explain you Michael Madhusudan Dutt's another poem, "The King of the Queen of Delhi's Dream." Michael Madhusudan Dutt was born in 1824 in a very sophisticated Hindu family in Calcutta. He converted to Christianity and adopted the name Michael. He was a precocious child and he had literary talents. He uh, he was a journalist, editor, um, a lawyer, and a poet. He had some very prominent works, some of which are The Captive Lady, which is a verse romance and written in Byronic style, as that was inspired by romantic poets like Lord Byron and Sir Walter Scott. Uh, he wrote the translation of Ratnavali, and he wrote The Visions of Past, which is written in blank verse. His most famous work is um, Meghnad which is a Bengali epic, and which was translated into English after his death. Michael Madhusudan Dutt died in 1873, but he inspired many successive poets. This poem, The Queen of Delhi's Dream, is a part of his verse romance, uh, The Captive Lady. The Captive Lady is based on the love story of uh, Prithviraj Chauhan and the Princess of uh, Kannauj, Sanyukta. Uh, this poem is based on the history of India. Uh, as a historical background of this poem, we can say um, a little a little before the invasion of uh, Muhammad Ghazni, the king of Kannauj, who was Jaichand, the king of Kannauj, gave a feast in the honor of Muhammad Ghazni, uh, and he invited in this feast all the kings and princes which ruled in his nearby states. He also invited Prithviraj Chauhan, but there was no love lost between Prithviraj Chauhan and King of Kannauj, Jaichand, because Prithviraj Chauhan had solicited the hand of Sanyukta, uh, and Jaichand did not accept the proposal. Uh, Prithviraj Chauhan was a descendant of great Pandavas, and he considered himself the most superior king of India. So he did not accepted the superiority of Muhammad Ghazni and did not come to this feast. So the king of Kannauj got made a golden image of Prithviraj Chauhan and put it at the gate of his palace. However, Prithviraj Chauhan appeared there with some of his followers and took the golden image by force, and he also abducted Sayukta. However, um, uh, King of Kannauj recovered Sayukta and put her in a lonely castle. Uh, and the title of this verse romance is taken from this incident when she was put in a lonely palace. So she was the captive lady. But Prithviraj Chauhan appeared there in that lonely castle as a wandering poet, which is known as a bhad, and he abducted her from there and married Sayukta, and thus Sayukta became the queen of Delhi. In this poem, Michael Madhusudan describes the dreams of the Queen of Delhi means it means he describes the dreams of uh, Sayukta, and which forecast, and these dreams forecast uh, the death of Prithviraj Chauhan and the death of herself. In this poem, the Queen of Delhi's dream, Sayukta sees a dream in which she sees the goddess Kali, uh, who has a mm, who has a very terrific appearance. She had a necked sword in her hand, which was shining and which was dripping with blood. And this goddess was wearing a belt uh, on which were hanging the bones of hands of the people who were killed by the goddess. And she was wearing a garland uh, of the heads of demons who were killed by the goddess, and this garland was uh, covered with all covered with blood, as the hot blood was flowing from the heads of the demons. The and the goddess complexion was dark like the darkest cloud, which covers the face of the beautiful moon. And the altar of this goddess uh, is flows with the blood of the demons who are sacrificed or who are killed by this goddess. Uh, in this dream, Sayukta sees the goddess Kali, whose eyes are very fearful, and she sees very she sees in her eyes anger, and it means the eyes of the goddess Kali were full of anger uh, and light. It these her eyes were appearing like burning flame. Then she sees another dream in which she sees a funeral pyre, uh, and the flames were flowing. The flames were blowing high, and she sees a warrior who was weak but brave, and who comes fearlessly and uh, plunges into this funeral pyre. And this fire covers this warrior from all sides and consumes it. Uh, Seeing this dream, Sayukta gives a loud cry and a loud cry of pain, and she wakes up and she thinks why her forehead has become pale, and why her heart is beating so fast. This dream forecast uh, the evils which were to come in her life, as later we come to know that Prithviraj Chauhan is killed in the invasion by Muhammad Ghazni, and Sayukta does sati, or she also died in the funeral pyre of her husband. So this poem depicts uh, a, this poem gives a graphic picture of goddess Kali, who has dark complexion, and uh, who is wearing uh, a garland of the skulls of dead bodies, uh, or the demons who were killed by her. And there is a belt on which are hanging the bones of the hands of demons killed by the goddess. And there is the graphic picture of a funeral pyre in which a warrior jumps and is consumed by the fire. And the picture of Sayukta giving a loud cry and and uh, and her thinking why there was paleness on her head and why her heart was beating fast. In this poem, we have two very appropriate suggestive similes. Uh, the one is the simile of cloud. The complexion of goddess Kali is compared with a cloud, a dark cloud, which covers the face of the beautiful moon. Here, the moon is also personified, and and this poem has a historical background, and this is a narrative poem which is a part of the long verse romance, The Captive Lady. In this, we come to know the story of Prithviraj Chauhan and Sanyukta, and and the dream of the Queen of Delhi, uh, which forecast the disaster which was coming into their life. In this dream, uh, when she in the dream when Sayukta wakes up, she thinks uh, that if her father uh, has if her father has forgotten uh, his anger, or and has he come to rest to kill the enemies who had invaded the kingdom of Delhi. So dream uh, shows our inner desires. In the same way, in this poem, uh, Sayukta's dream uh, also describes her own inner desire. She wanted that her father should forgive her and her husband, and should come to their help, and to kill the enemy who had attacked um, their kingdom.